In this video, I am going to walk you through 7 habits that secretly hold beginner editors back. Habits I personally struggle with, ones I still see in a lot of early stage video editors. Watching tutorials without practice is just procrastination in disguise. It's like watching workout videos and expecting to get a fit and lean body by the end of the week. Real learning happens in the doing, not just watching. You don't get better at editing by just absorbing information. You get better by applying it and figuring out your own way of doing things. Every time you watch a tutorial, pause it halfway and try to replicate what you learned so far. Not at the end, not tomorrow, right there. It helps you internalize the skill instead of just watching someone else do it. So if you are stuck as a beginner, maybe you don't need another tutorial right now. Maybe you need to open your editing program and start practicing. Beginner editors often confuse movement with momentum. They think the more things zoom and fly and glitch, the more professional it feels. But experienced editors, the one working on films, documentaries, YouTube channel with millions of subscribers, they use transitions very intentionally to connect scenes, to guide the viewer and to serve the story. Because ultimately, editing isn't about making things flashy, it's about making cuts feel seamless and invisible. So if you're obsessed with transitions, here's an easy exercise that'll help. Do an entire project with just straight cuts. No transitions, no overlays. Just clean and simple cuts. This is where you learn to tell a story with rhythm. And once you have mastered that, then bring in the transitions, but only where they make the story better. There's this weird stigma, especially among beginner editors, that using templates is cheating. That if you didn't animate every pixel yourself, it doesn't count. But guess what? Professional editors, agencies, even YouTubers with a million subs, they all use templates. Smart editing isn't about doing everything yourself. It's about getting results faster without burning out. And that's exactly where Envato comes in. It's a subscription-based website that gives you unlimited access to thousands of templates for After Effects, Premiere Pro or DaVinci Resolve. Whatever your video editing requirement is, Envato can easily fulfill it. So if you have been avoiding templates because you think they'll make you less of an editor, let me say this loud and clear. Templates are not cheating. They are tools, just like cameras, software or sound effects. They save you hours of frustration while helping you create professional results. So start using templates, and again, if you want everything in one place, Envato is 100% worth checking out. The link is in the description below. Most beginner editors never rewatch their old edits. They finish a project, upload it and move on. But here's the catch. Your old edits are one of your best teachers. When you watch your old work with fresh eyes, you'll start noticing several mistakes like inconsistent pacing, abnormal audio levels or unnecessary transitions. None of these things are obvious while you are editing, but when you review your older work, it becomes crystal clear. That kind of reflection is how good editors become great. And there's another benefit. You'll also notice how far you have come. Things that once felt difficult are now second nature. That's real growth, and seeing it for yourself is incredibly motivating. So here's a habit worth building. Rewatch your old edits every few weeks, not to criticize, not to cringe, but to observe and learn. Even 5 minutes of intentional reflection can save you from repeating the same mistake in your next 5 projects. Simple edits are harder than complex ones because when you are new to editing, simplicity feels wrong. The fear of simplicity often comes from thinking that simple means boring. But in editing, just like in design, photography or filmmaking, simplicity or minimalism makes edit feel intentional. Some of the best videos use the most basic techniques, but they are done deliberately, with precision and with rhythm. So if you find yourself constantly layering effects, adding movement where there doesn't need to be any, or filling silence just because you are uncomfortable with stillness, pause and ask yourself, is this cut serving the story or just filling space? Is this effect enhancing the moment or distracting from it? Because when in doubt, simplify. And the more confident you become as an editor, the more you realize you don't have to show off to stand out. Do you know the easiest way to spot a beginner editor? There, every video looks completely different. Not in a good way, but in a random way. This happens because in the beginning, we tend to experiment blindly, and that's totally okay, but only in the beginning. But if you stay stuck in this phase, your edits start feeling inconsistent and your brand feels undefined. In short, you are not developing a visual identity. Think about the biggest content creators you admire. Chances are their videos have a consistent look. The fonts, the transitions, the way their lower thirds animate, the colors they choose, the music they use, all of it creates a familiar experience for the viewer. That's not by accident, that's visual identity, and it helps people recognize your work instantly. If you don't give yourself a deadline, your project might never get finished, and this happens to a lot of beginner editors. When there's no deadline, there's no finish line, and when there's no finish line, you just keep running in circles. Professional editors don't finish projects because they are more talented. They finish because they have to. There's a deadline, a client, a release date, and that deadline creates focus. When you have a clear time frame, your brain starts making decisions faster. You stop wasting time on things that don't matter. Here's a small challenge for you. On your next video project, set a deadline, a real non-negotiable date, even if it's just for you. Then stick to it, even if the final version isn't perfect. You'll be surprised how much faster and better you work when the clock is ticking. Because in the real world, clients, brands, and YouTube audiences don't wait forever. Neither should you. None of the 7 habits I shared in this video makes you a bad editor. They just mean you are at the start of your journey. But here's the thing. If you want to move beyond being just a beginner, these habits have to go. You don't have to fix all of these overnight. Even changing one habit can completely level up how your videos feel. Editing is not about being perfect. It's about getting better one project at a time. Also, do take a look at this video where I'll share 9 brutally honest truths for creators who feel like quitting, and it might be exactly what you need to hear next. With that said, thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next one.